back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! Sorry it's been a little while. I've been really busy and I've been reading 3 books, so this is a 3-book review. They are the first 3 in the Chronicles of Ixia series: Poison Study, Magic Study, and Fire Study, and these are all by Maria V Snyder. So I read all 3 of these before I started reviewing them because I decided that there was no point in me reviewing these 2 on their own, otherwise you would not understand because of this one. So I'm mainly going to be reviewing the first one, and I'll just give a little very vague overview of the second 2 because I don't want to spoil anything for any of you guys. So essentially the story is focused around a girl called Yelena. She is a young girl, she's only in her 20s, and we meet her when she is in the prison of the land Ixia. She is in the prison for killing someone. You find this out very early on, and she is asked if she wants to go to the noose and be killed, or if she would like to become the commander's food taster. So of course she takes him up on the offer, and it kind of carries on from there. Now, this is quite a funny story, it's quite adventurous, there are some quirky bits and some laughs, which is lovely, of course, to see, and it's just a very enjoyable pacing. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was fun, I thought it was exciting, and I definitely enjoyed the way that the romance did not take over the story. I thought that that was really interesting and really different to a lot of YA that is currently coming out. So Yelena is a really strong individual. She finds her way through the story. She figures out all of her characteristics as she goes along, and she definitely becomes a much stronger person by the end of the novel. She discovers a lot of secrets and plots along the way about herself, and just generally plots involved in the realm of Ixia. This is mostly set in the world of Ixia, and that's all I'm going to say about that one. So I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 star rating, and I thought it was definitely worth reading. I would highly recommend this if you like YA, if you like magic, fantasy worlds, anything like that. It's definitely the book for you. So pick this one up. Also, the covers of all of them are just stunningly beautiful. I really like Poison Study. I think that it's just absolutely beautiful, and yeah, I just love the wispiness and the sort of blend of colours and the way it's kind of like fire but isn't fire, and obviously it's meant to represent poison, which I think is really cool. Now, book 2 and book 3 I will just be very brief. Book 2 is mainly set in Ixia, which is the neighbouring kingdom, who are largely against Ixian's way. They do not like the way that the commander rules. They have a very different approach. The commander is kind of communist style, which is all, if you work you get paid a set amount, and there are different factions but everyone is equal, and so on. Whereas in Ixia, the world is kind of like ours. There's nobility, there's rich and there's poor. There's a very large range of how you can be treated and the quality of life. So it's quite a different world to Ixia, and I really enjoyed that aspect and seeing how the 2 worlds compared. Despite the fact that they're so close to each other, they're vastly different, and I thought that was definitely interesting. Again, in this one, Yelena finds out a hell of a lot more about herself. She discovers a lot more about the world that she was brought into and her past, which is really interesting to see, and I did enjoy that a lot. I ended up giving this one 4 out of 5 stars as well, and again, I would recommend that you do read this if you like the first one, because it was just as good as the first one, I thought. And then the final one is Fire Study. This is the 3rd one in the trilogy, and I did really enjoy this. There was a lot of stuff that happened. It's set in both of the lands, Ixia and Ixia, and they kind of cross over a few times in this novel, and you kind of see the different parts of both worlds. Big wars and things going on, a lot of fight scenes, a lot of battles, a lot of plots and intrigue and mystery happen in this one, and Yelena is kind of at the forefront of it all, as always, so it's definitely nice to see that again. However, I did feel that some areas were not detailed enough in this one. I didn't think it was quite as good as the first 2. I thought that there was a little bit lacking in the depth that I wanted it to go into. I didn't feel like it did. and that was a bit of a shame. So I did end up giving this a 3 out of 5 star rating, which is a little bit less than the other two. However, I did enjoy it, and it's definitely a good conclusion to the series. There are 3 more books in the series: Stormglass, Sea Glass and Spyglass, and those are not focused on Yelena, which is why I have done all of these as a review together, and then I will do all of them as a review together. So that was the Chronicles of Ixia series part 1. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely let me know what you thought if you've read this series. I'd love to hear all your thoughts, and I will see you all again soon. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat.